Hello, 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 and what is going on, everybody? It is Master of the TDS, and I'm joined by my lovely wife,
WritingRaven.
And we're back for another episode of Psycho-Synopsis.
Indeed.
The segment where we summarize all the Psycho for you. Just a scattering of topics throughout the week, all summarized into a neat little package for you to enjoy and consume at your leisure.
You're welcome.
So we got some interesting stories this week.
Indeed we do.
So, without further ado,
let us bring in our first client, Rey Palpatine.
Hold my green milk.
Gladly. I mean, not really, but I'll pour it on your head.
A new plot synopsis has reportedly been revealed about the upcoming Star Wars film starring Daisy Ridley that was recently announced at Star Wars Celebration in April.
And according to these leaks, she is going to be rebuilding the Jedi Order with two students, a boy and a girl, and apparently is going to be the girl that she realizes is more powerful and destined to be a future leader, of course, not the boy.
Now, while this does sound very plausible, we have to come out and say that there have been people and sources in Lucasfilm who have come out and debunked this. They have not said specifically it was a lie, they said it wasn't entirely accurate. That doesn't mean that there's not a seed of truth, and let's be honest here, could you see that happening?
Yes. It's Disney Lucasfilm. It's Kathleen Kennedy. Of course that's what's going to end up happening.
Yes, but I can't wait to see Rey as an old lady, and their students trying to get, "Master, won't you teach me?" "No, I want to sit here and die, glug glug."
Well, you did have fun with the AI art.
Yeah, I did have a little fun with it. That's where we got the old Rey with the green milk, obviously. That's on the thumbnail, and right here. Was fun to do.
It was very fun.
Again, I don't know what people feel about AI art. It's not meant to be like a stealing thing or anything here. It was just kind of fun to play around with.
But Master wanted to make meme history.
I mean, I guess it'll be meme history if the movie actually comes out.
Either way, this is meme history, I suppose.
I mean, I kind of said that in private, but...
Oh, it wasn't supposed to be made public?
I mean, it is meme history, but I'm sure someone else had the idea before me. Now, whether it becomes part of history, becomes more notable, who knows? But the point is, it's very noticeable and very notable that Rey, or Daisy Ridley's character, has divided a fan base. When I say divided a fan base, it wasn't necessarily divided equally.
No.
If you are one of the people who likes Rey, and you like her character, that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
We have no problem with that. We do have a problem with her taking over Luke's role and doing things that she wasn't ever supposed to do, and that's kind of annoying. What I think is they could continue this by making Rey the villain.
That would be nice. What, have her actually possessed by Palpatine's spirit like she was supposed to because she killed him?
But she didn't kill him in anger, so
Really?
that's why it didn't work.
Are you sure? Because she certainly looked angry.
I'm all the Jedi.
Ugh.
So what gender does that make you? It's a good question.
Don't go there.
So are you like all the genders now too?
Ugh.
I'm all the Jedi, including the alien ones, especially the alien ones.
Oh, God, no. Stop it. Stop it now.
Is one of them a space snake?
Oh, my brain. My poor brain.
Regardless, whether this is true or not, the point being that, Sharmina Bolshinoy is the person in charge of this film, and she's been known for making, documentaries on women's rights and stuff like that, and they're just continue to double down on this kind of stuff, and I really do think that the biggest test for this, or whether it comes out, will be the Marvels. I think that they are putting a lot of hope on the Marvels, basically proving everybody wrong, that it was only a small minority of people who didn't like Brie Larson or didn't like Captain Marvel. And so if it does well, I think they will continue with this. If it doesn't do well, I think they're going to scrap this.
Probably. They should.
Not the way I would go about it. And again, this is just my opinion. I don't know for sure that this is what they're planning, but it wouldn't surprise me. We'll have to wait and see. Whether this is the true plot or not is up for debate, but it would not surprise me at all. And it won't matter. Unless there's a Rey drinking green milk in the movie, I have no interest.
Yeah. Moving on. And next up, we have Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy recently admitted that, quote, "it's entirely possible," end quote, that Phoebe Waller-Bridge's character, Helena Shaw, could take over the Indiana Jones franchise.
Which everyone has been dreading.
And if you could see here, James Mangold, or as I like to call him, Man Baby Gold.
Because he is one.
Well, he threw a little tantrum on Twitter and basically said here, as you can see, that no one's taking over Indy or drawing on his hat, he won't be erased or whatever. But from what we know based on, and again, this is just spoilers for anybody who's interested in seeing the Dial of Destiny, what we do know is it's now been confirmed that a lot of the leaks are true. Not the original ones, but the ones where, and again, this is going to be in spoiler territory.
So 3, 2, 1.
The rumor where basically at the end does involve time travel and Indy doesn't want to go back because there's nothing left for him, and Helena knocks him out and brings him back to the present and writes history.
Yeah. Girl boss saves everything!
Sounds like nothing I want to see.
Same. I don't care.
Now, will this be better than the Crystal Skull? Don't know, but it's currently not doing so well, and I think that this will be very telling. People don't remember this, but this is actually the first major film that Lucasfilm was putting out since Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah.
So think about that. It's not something you realize, but this is the first test. If this tanks at the box office, like it might, that's not good.
Not at all.
If it does, I think this will determine how many Star Wars movies we get going forward. They're hoping this does well so that they can kind of be like, look, it's good and we can make stuff with it. Here's what you do. One of two things. One, make more Young Indiana Jones. Or two, how about you make animated Indiana Jones adventures and have Harrison Ford voiceover?
That would make sense, but they're not going to do that because animation is expensive.
But you could release it. You could do like an Across the Spider-Verse kind of thing. I'm not saying we bring in a bunch of different indies, but you could do like the same kind of animation thing and have Harrison Ford voicing over Indiana Jones, and you could make as many Indiana Jones movies as you want, and they can actually be decent ones.
Well, yeah, if they have competent writers.
Yeah, but like they wouldn't be limited by how he looks or whatever to say this is the last adventure. They could make him young again. They could make it take place after the Temple of Doom. They could make it take place right after the Last Crusade. They can do whatever they want. They can adapt some of the books that are out there, which are very good. That would be cool. I would go see that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get that ever, but it's besides the point. I don't know why they just didn't go with Shorten Round. They should have just brought Shorten Round back and had him take over. Nobody would have cared. And it would have been a diverse character, but we'll never get that.
Of course not, because he's a man.
Whatever. This is ridiculous. Whether or not it's true, it's entirely possible. It's also entirely possible no one will go see it. And by entirely possible, I mean no one's going to go see it.
Totally, no one. And as it falls, I shall have my popcorn.
Just make sure whatever falls isn't a boulder.
Ha ha.
Unless it's going to run over a Helena. In Minecraft, mind you.
Of course, in Minecraft.
Anyways.
Moving on! And next up, we have Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion director and executive producer Ali Salim is standing by his creative choice to use an AI-generated intro despite the backlash and disgust from viewers.
Apparently, people are backlashing this because they say it takes away jobs from artists.
There's a lot of controversy around AI art and stuff like that. One of the reasons that there's a current writer's strike is because of AI being used to write scripts and stuff like that. So I can understand why people were upset about this.
Well, the reason they're worried about AI taking over the writer industry is because all the writers currently in Hollywood can't actually write.
True, but also I can see where people would get, because if AI, for example, goes online and scans a bunch of people's art and then makes something like it, that artist never gets credited.
That is true, but real talent can never be copied by an artificial intelligence. I speak for myself on that.
True. But we'll have to, obviously see how that turns out, regardless of what side you're on in regards to this. A lot of people were very mad. Like, for example, I'm going to admit a terms of service breakage. I had a whole compilation about this that you can find on Twitter if you're more interested. But I get why they went this way, because this is the Secret Invasion. And the Skrulls are shapeshifters. So it does kind of make sense that they have an intro that kind of like shape-shifts.
And is done by something not human.
I want to point out, does that look like Joker?
It does. Who is that supposed to be?
I don't know.
The art is hideous, though.
Yeah, it's not good, obviously. I get why they went with it, but people were very upset about it, and it was kind of funny to watch them all melt down. Now, again, whether you agree with AI or not, it's not the point. I just think that, they cater to this audience, and then the audience like goes, we hate this, and they're like, oh no.
Yeah. They should really just do their own thing and not care what other people think.
But you see, that's the problem. They base everything off of what other people think. And by other people, I mean a small minority of people.
You forgot a small.
Maybe. Like, what did you expect? You're catered to this audience. This audience didn't like what you're doing here, and you should have known better. And again, I just don't think at this point that they even really care. They came out with like, oh, it was it was part of the artistic whatever. No. You just didn't want to pay money. Did it work for this? I guess. I watched the intro. It looks awful. But regardless, not surprising, kind of dumb. Disney Marvel gonna Disney Marvel?
I suppose so.
I've heard the show's okay, but...
How are they even doing Secret Invasion without the main characters? Are they even gonna have the Skrull Queen?
I have no idea.
Huh. I don't care. I just don't care. Moving on. And speaking of Marvel, next up we have Brie Larson.
Only incel dudes hate her.
Right.
In a recent interview promoting Secret Invasion, Samuel L. Jackson blasted Brie Larson's online haters and brands them as, quote, incel dudes who hate strong women.
Sure, let's go with that.
Am I supposed to have a reaction to this? Am I supposed to get upset? This is the same rhetoric you pull out every single time. Oh no, you don't like this person. It's because you're an incel who hates strong women's. No, it's because we didn't like the character. Cry.
She really was a pointless character with no emotion whatsoever. And I used to think Tobey Maguire couldn't emote. Brie Larson is worse.
I want to mention that we have both seen Captain Marvel, and I didn't think it was terrible. I just didn't think it was anything good either.
I enjoyed it when I first watched it, but I was in college at the time. So, take that as you will.
I watched it because I thought I'd have to watch it in order to watch Endgame.
Turns out you didn't!
There's also things about Samuel Jackson mentioning how, Trump broke her and whatever. We're not going to get into all that, but...
But it is hilarious.
It is hilarious. It's like these people are so fragile. It's like, what would have fixed this if you didn't react? The more you react and the more you make it a big issue, the more people are going to make videos on it, the more people are going to resent you for it, and the more they're going to continue with this.
Yeah.
And you can brand it on incel dudes who hate her. No.
Who's the real incel here?
I don't know.
Not us. We're married.
Like, this was stupid. Don't know why you had to do that. That's not helping her. Brie actually kind of rebuilt her image to some degree with her YouTube channel and other things.
Not very well, mind you.
Well, I didn't hate her anymore. I'm not looking forward to the Marvels because I just don't think it's interesting. I think the biggest problem for the Marvels is not going to be Brie. I think it's going to be that we have two characters that are from literally Disney Plus shows that you would have had to watch in order to know who they are, and other people haven't watched them. It's just how it is. I don't want to have to go watch a bunch of TV shows to go to a movie. I want to go to a movie because I want to watch a movie. Yeah. If it's a sequel to another movie, that's fine. But if you're going to say, you got to go watch this Disney Plus series and that Disney Plus series, and you got to watch this, and you got to come back and go, I don't have time for that.
Does anyone?
Exactly. That's what I think is going to hurt it the most, not Brie Larson. But I know Twitter won't care, but so...
Twitter doesn't care about anything, really.
Yes, they do. They care about pronouns.
Oh, yeah. Which is dumb.
Didn't help your case, didn't help her case. You probably should have just stayed quiet, dude.
Yeah. Moving on. And within the realm of victimhood, next up we have Iron Thief. I'm sorry, Ironheart.
Like, oh my god, he totes stole my origin and stuff.
Cry more.
According to the rumors, the supposed debut of Mephisto in Disney Plus's upcoming Ironheart solo series will see the evil entity teaming up with the Hood to steal biotechnology.
Why?
Well, it's a trend here, see? A strong black woman went and stole power from a rich white man. So it means that she's a hero, but if they do it, they're villains.
I mean, Mephisto is literally a demon, so technically he is a villain.
Yes, but what makes him any different?
I don't know. Who even is the Hood?
He's a minor character that doesn't really do a lot. I do believe he was responsible for Civil War I. I believe he was partially responsible for it, but I don't remember 100%. He's not mentioned very much.
Yeah, I don't remember his character at all.
But literally, for those who do not know, Riri Williams, aka Ironheart, and this is confirmed in comics, so you can cry all you want on Twitter, but I have the comic and I can show it to you.
Yes, he actually found the panel.
I found the panel where Tony mentions that a 15-year-old in MIT reverse engineered his armor and posted online, and he then calls her a certain expletive.
Which says exactly what he thinks about it.
And guess who that is? It's Riri Williams. So in other words, she reverse engineers his technology, steals parts from her school, makes an armor out of it, and then instead of being arrested for theft, she ends up becoming a superhero because reasons.
Villain origin story!
And apparently, I saw the panels, the school doesn't get mad at her for stealing. The school says, we recognize that we didn't have facilities up to your standards.
Must be an SJW school.
We realized we didn't give you equip you with the tools you needed to show off your brilliance.
No one actually talks like that.
Do we not forget that she demanded to be victimized? Teacher said no, and there was like 4 panels of her just staring at the teacher uncomfortably.
When she was supposedly 6 years old.
But no, you can't talk about that. That was when she was 6 years old! Why are you talking like that? I'm someone on Twitter and I'm offended and everything.
Are you pulling a Dr. Disrespect?
No, I did think about it though. But regardless, Iron Victim gonna Iron Victim. Aside from this, we haven't heard much about the show, is because it's been shelved. I would not be surprised if we never see it, but if it does come out, I know you guys are going to demand that I review it, and I refuse.
I mean, we stopped watching Wednesday.
We'll probably end up getting back to Wednesday once Season 2 is announced.
Well, fortunately for Wednesday, they're getting rid of the romance element and focusing more on horror. Thank God.
That's what they say.
Well, it's Jenna Ortega who actually knows the character of Wednesday, so I have a little more hope.
That's what they say. We'll have to see. But regardless, not interested in the show, not going to watch it. I will make fun of Iron Victim. That's what her name is. She's a victim, and she's a thief, and she's a villain. And you can cry and scream and yell and say, oh, Tony said this about her, Tony said that about her, oh my God.
Tony called her an expletive.
Yes, literally. Because guess what? She's a thief. She never paid for it. She never did anything. We didn't challenge you enough. BS.
Seriously. Moving on. And speaking of BS, next up we have Craven.
It's Craven time.
I can totally see them doing that, though.
The first trailer for Sony's upcoming Craven the Hunter solo film has confirmed that the origins of the classic Spider-Man villain will deviate significantly from his original comic book incarnation.
Apparently, he gets mauled by a lion, though, in the trailer, and I watched the Red Band trailer. There wasn't nearly enough evidence to show that he got mauled by a lion. He only had 1 bite mark, there were no claw marks, lacerations. He should have been covered in way more blood, and lion blood gets into his system, and that somehow gives him powers.
It's another She-Hulk. Oh, I got a drop of blood in me. Hate to break it to you, but a drop of blood from something else into your blood would probably just give you a blood clot.
Or a blood disease.
But apparently it gives you powers now. I don't know. So want to preface this by saying Craven did have special powers. He had certain elixirs that he could take that would give him certain extra strength and stuff like that. Almost like The Witcher.
Yeah, except they were probably made from certain animals.
Yes, but in this trailer, in this thing, we see another guy who's like, oh, they are prey, oh, it's the father, and he's like trying to get him to kill animals, and he doesn't. And then in the end, he goes and kills the people who are killing the animals.
So basically, he's a hunter of poachers. Which makes no sense, because he's supposed to be a hunter of animals. Are they going to make him a vegan next?
They also have the rhino in this, and it only see his arm like transforming into a skin of a rhino. And look, I think this will be at least somewhat interesting. I don't think it's going to do so well, because I think Morbius was a really big mess up. I think that there was a way they could have done this, but trying to make him like a Oh, I'm pro-animals now. I'm Craven.
Craven is a hunter.
He's also not gay.
Ugh. At least they somewhat made him fight like Craven, but still, it's not Craven if he's not hunting animals.
Whatever.
Also, who's the black girl?
Don't know.
Never referenced by name, she's just there. She gonna be the girl boss?
She's token black girl.
Probably, and also probably gonna be the real hero like they did in Moon Knight.
I am the real Craven now. Oh, no, you didn't! It's Craven time!
Ugh.
All I can say is it's Craven time.
Yeah, and this show certainly is Craven. Moving on. And lastly, we have Chainsaw Man.
Okay, we're done now.
What? It's a good song.
Yep. Chainsaw Man, the series that took the world by storm, is reportedly getting a new animated movie in addition to a second season.
Woohoo! Yes!
So, if you guys have not seen Chainsaw Man, we're not going to spoil it for you. It's a very good anime.
Yes.
If you're not a fan of anime, I would suggest giving it a watch because it's very good.
It is.
Can't really give much away. I don't want to give much away, but it's very good. It's not your traditional anime where, someone gets powers or whatever. It's a lot different. That's why people were talking about it. Now, I did hear some criticism about the movie, saying that they didn't like that they were going to make a movie and then another TV season because they didn't like the fact that, they have to you have to kind of follow the continuity, and people don't like when they're like, here's a movie that's part of the continuity that you have to watch in order to see the next season or whatever, and I can kind of understand that.
I mean, they did that for Demon Slayer and it came out fine, but then they turned the movie into its own season.
I don't see a problem with it. I honestly like this show. I think that I'm more than interested to watch it, and it's really, really good. The characters are good. The story's good.
I think we should watch it again.
Yeah, I think we should at some point.
We definitely should. Power is my favorite.
Yeah, Power is the one you can see with the horns.
She's hilarious.
But basically, it's like a apocalypse kind of thing, but they're demons. Again, I don't want to give too much away. It's really cool. Go watch it if you haven't already. Don't sit here, okay?
Once this video is over, turn on your TV and go watch Chainsaw Man.
You will not regret it. I want to see someone tagging us on Twitter and saying they started watching it or whatever. Come on.
Because of us. Do it. Do it now. Do it.
But yeah, we're looking forward to this. Hopefully you guys are as well. And yeah, we'll obviously watch it when it comes out.
Oh yes, we will. Moving on. And with that being our last client of the day, it is time for us to reveal the diagnosis of the week.
And we have an interesting diagnosis for you today.
Do tell.
So the diagnosis for this week is responsibility deficit disorder.
Please explain.
So I want to clarify, responsibility deficit disorder is not a clinical disorder that's recognized by the DSM-5. However, I did feel like it was relevant here, so that's why I brought it. Basically what it is, it's a consistent shared experience with people where they both kind of display long patterns of irresponsible behavior. So for example, somebody is not responsible, therefore somebody else also is not responsible. We see this in Hollywood all the time. When they do things, it can't be that they're bad. It has to be that it's the toxic negative fans. But then we see movies like Into the Spider-Verse, which does so well, and it's like, where are the racists? Did they take a day off? Did they decide to just go on vacation? No, they didn't. It's because these people can't take responsibility. They get into a pattern of doing this kind of things, and they expect to be bailed out of trouble. And when they're not, they just fear failure so much they literally can't manage. So they refuse to take responsibility, so it has to be the fault of somebody else in order to bail them out. And so we see this quite often, and I think we will see it even more so going forward. But hopefully, eventually, some people will begin to wake up, and this will start to go by the wayside. But that's why I feel this is a great diagnosis for this week.
I agree.
And now we move on to the remedy of the week.
And this week we're sending you to our friend Ruben Christopher Haynes, who is in a rough spot right now, so we wanted to send him some support.
We met Ruben multiple times in person at some of the meetups. Ruben's a great guy. He's got some health issues. And recently, he unfortunately now is homeless.
He's basically living in a van.
With his stuff on the roof.
He mentioned something about it, and I didn't realize it had gotten this bad, so we wanted to send him some support. as much support as we can, at least.
Now, again, I know that times are tough and money's difficult, and I will say, Ruben, love you, man. You're asking for too much. I'm sorry, you're just not going to get it, and I apologize for saying that, but I'm just going to be honest. He's a great guy, makes some great content also. He's been kind of blogging his weight loss journey and kind of posting videos of his current situation, and so go check out, he has a Give, Send, Go. There's a link there. There'll be a link in the description. Again, asking for quite a lot, but I think, anything helps. I know that it's difficult, but even just sharing it out, or even just going and subscribing to his channel, leaving him some nice comments, some encouragement. The poor guy needs it right now, and he's a good guy, and he doesn't deserve to be in this situation. But, hopefully what this will do is bring up some more awareness of it and hopefully help him out a little, because he knows that we care about him, and, we hope things
work out.
Hope things work out for you.
Indeed. God be with you, friend.
Hang in there, okay?
So grab your compassionate hearts, head on over there, and let him know that Gothic Therapy referred you.
And give him some support, because he definitely needs it.
Indeed.
With that being said, that is all we have for this week. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and also make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe with notifications on so you do not miss your weekly therapy session.
Or you will be charged. But remember, when you do subscribe, your first session is free, so smash those buttons like they're bad kitties. And do consider joining us at the Dusk, Midnight, or Dawn level. We would appreciate it quite a lot. You can also find links to all of our socials in the description below, as well as links to our merch store and our Discord server known as The Clinic. Be sure to check them out. And if you don't want to stick with us here on YouTube, you can also find us on Rumble and Odyssey. And keep an eye out for our upcoming live stream, Watching Birds.
And if you guys do not know already, we have new emotes out on the channel. There's a community post about it. You can go check it out. We have updated our emotes to be a little bit more our style. Also, if you guys do not know, I'm sponsored now by Viter Energy. Viter Energy makes caffeine mints that you can get. I use them throughout the day for work and other things. There's a link in the description. If you use the referral link, we actually get a commission on it. If you use code GET10, you can get 10% off your order as well. I think they have a sale right now to the end of the summer for their two flavor variety pack. So if you want to support the channel and want to go in a way that's not necessarily YouTube, go check them out.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all we have for this week, and we'll see you guys in the next one.
Gothic Therapy, out.